They look like tiny bananas, like brown bananas. Hello and welcome to another seed starting video. Today I'm going to be sowing all of the March seeds. I've already sown a few February seeds. They are starting to pop up and looking really good. So I'm very happy. I thought that it didn't go very well at first because they didn't start popping up until now, and it's been 3 weeks. So here I have the March seeds that I'm going to be sowing today. I'm going to have another look through to be counting a little bit of math so I know how much seeds I'm going to be planting today. And here are all of my April seeds. I'm going to have a look through these as well to see if I missed something or if I want to plant something a bit early. So last year I only planted a few flowers. They were gifted to me. I didn't even buy the seed packets. But this year I really want to bring some beauty into our garden because it's looking really bare. Last summer we did all the preparation and groundwork, so we don't really have any flowers at all except for the summer meadow that I sown last year. So I want pops of color amongst my vegetables, and also right outside the window here in front of me we have the oasis, we call it. I designed it along with my mother in a previous video if you want to go and watch that. So I'm just gonna start counting what I want to sow today and do some math. So here I have laid out everything that I'm going to be sowing today. Okay, so here in my growing room I have filled up these with soil. I've counted and done some math here and adjusted a little bit according to how many cells there are. But I just wanted to have a good understanding how many of these I would fill up with soil. Trays here, they are 24 cells each. And underneath here I have a 50 cell tray. So I'm going to start with my tomatoes, and I have a few different varieties this year. Last year I only had 2, and they were both a red variety, and I just really want something different, some color. The year before that I grew this on my balcony, which was a Marmande. It's a beefsteak tomato. Then I have another beefsteak, it's called Brandywine Yellow. I'm sure that you have heard of this one. It looks and sounds really good. And I have San Marzano, which is a paste tomato that I will sow quite a few plants of this one. I really want to make tomato-based products this coming fall. And for cherry tomatoes I have Gardener's Delight. It's just a regular red cherry tomato. Black cherry, it's really good. I had this on my balcony last year as well. And of course the Sun Gold. I have been back and forth whether to plant this one. I bought this one instead of the Brandywine Yellow because this was cheaper. But since I bought the real Brandywine Yellow, I'm not sure which one to plant, if I should do this one this year or this one or both. But I think I'm gonna try at least 2 seeds of this one and see what it tastes like. And I always pour a lot more than I'm going to sow in my hand to see which one looks the biggest and the most healthy. That was all the tomatoes. Now I'm going to sow 2 cantaloupe, 2 watermelon and 1 banana chili. I'm only sowing this banana chili to make some feferoni or pepperoni. I'm not sure which one you say in your country. We say feferoni in Sweden. And for the melons, I'm going to plant the sprouting side upwards. So this is a perfect example why I pour more into my hand than I'm going to sow, because some of them are just broken up like this. So I'm not sure if this seed is any good. So here, for example, I have 2 different. One is clearly smaller than the other, so I want big seeds. And then lastly, I'll do the sweet banana chili pepper. Here I laid out all of the seed packages, how I want to sow them, one by one. Here are a few of the flowers that I want to sow. 8 cells of this one is an African marigold. It's called Snowdrift and is so cute and it's also beneficial. But I'm going to plant them in between all of my vegetables like the tomatoes and the chilies. Marigold seeds look like this. A bit different, and they don't like to be buried very deep, and lay them down horizontal. And I also have hollyhocks. I love hollyhocks. They remind me of the west coast in Sweden and also of Gotland, an island of Sweden, and I'm just in love with these 2 places. I've actually visited both of them quite recently, in recent years, and also during my childhood. So this reminds me of Swedish summer. And I'm going to sow these in pots in front of the house. I have 2 different kinds of zinnias this year. Last year I had zinnias in between my vegetables and it was really pretty because they grow really tall and just brings happiness and joy and pops of color. I got these 2 varieties. They are called Zinnia elegans, it's a peach and cream mix, and Zinnia Cinderella, and they are like a lilac pink mix. I got these seeds as a birthday gift from my friend. Thank you, Linnea, they are just so cute and I can't wait to grow them and I'm going to do a bouquet for you. I'm also a big fan of snapdragons. I got these from my mom last year and they decorated my vegetable garden very nicely and make great summer bouquets. As for the snapdragons, they don't like to be buried, so I just sprinkle them on top and put some vermiculite on them. The snapdragon seeds are pelleted, which means they have clay around them so that you can see them more easy, and also mean that it can be more seeds in one clay ball. I prepared with tags and making holes and open up all of the packages here. I am going to start with some more flowers, and these flowers will not go into my vegetable garden area. they will go into the oasis. So I'll create beautiful landscape plantings with these flowers because they are mostly white and pastel colors, like a mix between white and apricot, which is my absolute favorite kind of color scheme for flowers. So I'll start with two different cosmos flowers. This one is called Double Dutch White, super pretty. And another cosmos flower is called Apricotta. They look like tiny bananas, like brown bananas. I have this summer dahlia here, it's called Opera White. It's definitely one of my favorite dahlias of all time. It's so delicate and dainty and romantic and just so pretty. And the bumblebees loves these. And the last flower for my March sowing, I have way more flowers, but they will be sown later on. I have this aster. It's a summer aster. It's called King Size Apricot. And I had my eyes on this one for a really long time before I decided to buy it. It's stunning. I will start off the season with these three brassicas. One is the regular green broccoli. This one will grow the whole season. It's a broccolini. It's called Summer Purple, and they grow these side shoots, or these broccolini shoots. And I'll do a few cauliflowers now and some more later this season. I'm also going to plant this cabbage. It's called spetskål in Swedish, express, I don't remember the English version. I will pop it up on the screen. I love these, to grill them with honey and hazelnuts on top. Delicious. And this one is called Express because it's a fast growing cabbage, which means that I can harvest these in early summer. It makes me so happy, so we can grill them. I might even sow another 2 or 3 seeds in April to get a later harvest. Alright, so now I only have onions left. Or sorry, I have fennel left too. But I am doing leeks. I did it last year. I'm gonna try to multi-sow all of these. I'll multi-sow 2, so they will push off each other. And this is a Charles Dowding famous method, and I have seen it work for a lot of people, so I'm gonna try that. And for all of the onions, I'll do a multi-sow 3 of them. You can do 4, but I'm gonna start with 3 since I haven't done this before. All I have to do now is water them and spread some vermiculite. As for the snapdragons, I'm going to spray them with water rather than pouring water on top. And then I almost forgot that I have a few more herbs that I want to sow. I sow them in bigger pots like this so that I can just transplant this whole pot into its permanent place and just having to do it once. So here I have thyme. I'm going to sow 2 different parsley, 1 leaf and 1 curled. Some sage and oregano, or oregano. I'm going to tag them and water them, and then I'm done. So here are my seedlings and, well, seeds still on some of them from February. My artichokes, I actually sowed them in January. And then we have a few herbs here that doesn't really grow. I have mint, and it's just 1 tiny champion here. And my basil is looking really good. I also have 2 rosemary, and I put 1 of these in the fridge because I actually think that rosemary is supposed to be stratified, and I didn't do that, so let's see how that goes. I have already bought myself a rosemary plant. And as for my very leggy celery here, you can see to my left, Here I have aubergine, and I have 1 and 2 sticking out right now. Here I have my padrons, which are looking really good. These are the ones that I actually double sowed because I thought they didn't want to germinate. And I have bell peppers. I have, well, 2 different kind of bell peppers here. I have jalapenos here and chili pepper, the cayenne here. Here are all of my newly sown seeds that we planted together today. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was just exciting for you as it was for me. I have been looking forward to this March planting for, I guess, the whole winter because my favorite thing to grow is tomatoes. And I also have a lot of beautiful flowers that I just can't wait to see what they look like. So here is my 2024 garden planting so far. I still have April and some in May to sow. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.